I got a little emotional and just excited at the beginning of the match. And I think 12th Man Creative put together a great hype video, and I just had a realization that it's the beginning of something, and those are special. So I'm excited for that. And Baylor's a really good volleyball team. We do this annually, whether we go up there, we go down there, and it's a chance to learn and get to know your team, because I think we're both very good volleyball teams now. So we learned something tonight, and we'll go back and watch the video, and we'll refine things and get ready for what's coming next Monday.
I'll open it up. With this just being the first time you've actually gotten to play someone else, just what was kind of your main takeaway of how your team played and just kind of what you learned about your group?
Yeah, I thought the big things were really good. I think our ability to pass the ball is pretty elite right now. And I think serving-wise, we're hitting a good serve, and we got to get that a little bit more consistently. But I think those were good. I think offensively we were there, and just some little things, whether it be a decision or a small touch or these things where it's like this ball was spraying. And so we'll get better at those. And I think practice has been, and I think the other piece too, you get into your first match, you put a uniform on, there's a different colored uniform on the other side, and obviously there's some nerves that come into that. So I think, I'm really happy that we got the chance to do that.
There were some miscommunication issues it looked like throughout the match. Can you talk about how you build that throughout the season to make sure everything gets better?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about some of it, especially the passing piece. And then there was some stuff in the middle of rallies with people not going for a ball. And there were also some just that were in there. The one thing we've talked about is it just being okay if two people are calling something loudly and there's not clear who's going for it. We did have a few of those tonight too. So, but I think the nice thing is that they're working on those things.
Pretty back and forth first set, but they were kind of able to pull away. What was just the difference there early, and what'd you see from the response y'all had in those next two sets?
We gave them too many points. It's as simple as that, and you got to make people earn points. So I think that was throughout. I think even the sets we won, I think we can do a better job, and that's what I just talked to the team about.
In the fourth set, you played a lineup of six freshmen. What was the thought process behind that? What did you see from the youngsters on the court tonight?
Yeah, we have a really deep team, and that includes the young athletes that are here. And just when you play these exhibitions, it's not necessarily, I didn't know if we were going to go 5, and I was making a decision in my head. It's not necessarily about winning or losing. It's about making sure that when somebody's number gets called, they're ready to come in. And very rarely as a coach do you get those opportunities to do that in a match that doesn't have a check in the win or loss column. So for me, it was making sure that they knew what it's like to play Division I volleyball and learning some lessons, and I hope they did that in the fourth.
Abby had some impressive digs in the third and fourth set. Can you talk to us about her growth so far and how well she's adjusting from freshman to college?
Yeah, who did you say?
Addie.
Oh, you said Allie at first. Yeah, she. We saw it during the spring. And we talked about it. She has a really good touch for the volleyball, and I think the one thing that we've been able to combine with that is the ability to be technically pretty good. And I think just the combination of those two things. And she's not, I don't know, the loudest, most like you'll get her in here and you're going to get this kind of calm, stoic human being. But she's learning how to use her voice, and she can play a game at a really, really high level for somebody that young.
Was it the plan to just play Kendall just the first set, or how'd that kind of shake out?
No, that was a plan. A little bit of saving some stuff for later on in the week.
What did you see from her in a match against, I guess, the only set against her former team?
Yeah, it obviously means something. But she's a really good volleyball player and a really good athlete. And we've seen her in glimpses, and I'm really looking forward to the world getting to see kind of how she can play as a volleyball going forward.
In the first two sets, you used 2 liberos. Is that something that you plan to continue doing throughout the season?
Yeah, possibly. I think just with the rules and the way they changed last year, we're allowed to use 2 there. And if you have somebody that's a really good server, and yeah, I've talked to our team over and over and over again on this. Like, we have so much talent. We're going to find ways for people to get into the match and add value to what's going on. And I think Tatum was in there those first 2 sets, if I remember correctly, maybe 3. And just really to serve and play defense is one of the best in the country at that role. So I don't know if she'll be in that or somebody else, but that might be something you see going forward.
Just since first time I've gotten to talk to you since y'all named Jeff the GM, how long have you been considering making that kind of move, and just kind of how that role came together?
Yeah, a while. I come from the sports business world, and it's one of those things where you look at the jobs that have to happen within your organization, and you need to fill them. And I think one of the hardest things is we kind of have a cap on the amount of people that can actually coach on the court. But we need someone that's going to handle the business side of that and the logistics of everything that comes with revenue sharing and everything else that comes along on the back end of that. So it's been something that's been in the back of my head, and then he's really good. And be able to reward him with the title change was something else that I really, really wanted. So it's kind of a combination of a need and just the fact that he deserves to be recognized as one of the best in the country.
Do you know how many other schools in volleyball have that GM role right now?
3 or 4. I know Wisconsin actually pulled one of their assistants out of an assistant position and pulled him into a GM and analytics role. I know Minnesota, who we're playing,
They were
has someone,
first, right?
yeah, someone with the title of that role. I think they were first. But I also got 3 text messages as soon as that got announced, like, tell me more. So I think you're going to see a flood of that coming.
Yeah, I was just going to ask too, especially now that volleyball is probably going to be a revenue sharing sport across a lot of the major schools. Just how much do you think that might increase among staffs around the country?
I think you'll see it a lot. I think, again, I think one of the hardest pieces for us is all of this, like, I don't know, stuff that's going on has added more things that we have to do as a coaching staff. So it's how do you, I don't know, streamline some of the other things so it can make some time, because this job is hard. We spend a lot of hours in the office watching film, doing the things that, I don't know, impact on the court. And now we're going to have this added piece off the court. So how do we manage that within our organization is something I think every volleyball head coach and program is going to have to figure out.